everyone, it's the finale. Oh my God, it's just aired. It's insane. Wow. But first of all, if you're watching this, I'm assuming you've watched it or you know the results. Because Lee, although Matty J. All right, let's step it back though. We've got to go all the way back. We're going to recap the final episode of The Bachelorette. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Let's do it together. In the background of this whole episode and this meeting with the family particularly is the fact that George's mother is sick. Now, when they were filming it, she was sick and she has pancreatic cancer, but since the filming, and this week especially, she's gone into palliative care, which is not a good thing. So I will take this moment to stop and say, Georgia, love, I'm thinking of you. I am so sorry that this is happening to you and your family, and I just send you good thoughts and feelings at this time, and you've been a fantastic bachelorette this whole time, and I'm so sorry for you and your family, and I genuinely mean that. Wednesday night's episode was the final three, Jake, Matty J and Lee. First off we had Lee. They went on a romantic chopper ride to all the locations they've been to. It was beautiful. He looked amazing. All was good. There was some bike riding. The key part of that date really was the fact that the location issue was actually not even the key part of that date. The key part of Georgia's entire season seemed to be location. Like, does she need her own Foxtel show about real estate? I don't know. Basically, she was, with anyone who wasn't based in Melbourne, concerned they wouldn't move to Melbourne, and for anyone who was based in Melbourne, aka Lee, concerned that was the only reason they were together, which seemed bizarre. I don't know if we were fishing for a storyline or something. Either way, at dinner, they talked about the fact that she was like, is Melbourne the thing we have in common? But it was fine. He was like, I don't care. I like you so much that wherever you are, I'd move to it. They had a hash. It was beautiful. Yay. Then we had Jake, who went on what I like to call the James Packer package, which was the yacht and casino. They were on the yacht, of course, went on a boat. One must Titanic it. It's just the rules of life. They then went to the casino, Star City, and had a combo. And again, they talked a lot about the chemistry. And Georgia talks to the camera about how much chemistry her and Jake have. I never saw it. I never ever saw the heat they apparently had. So the final date with Matty J, they went in a fancy car and they went to a gin distillery. And we got a lot of the gin bartender. Like, I felt like she was a little bit of a third wheel on the date. Like, that's great, lady, that you're telling us about this stuff, but we want to hear more about their relationship and how much they don't or do love each other. Like, history lesson about gin later. Keep walking. So then they went back to property, house somewhere, undisclosed, and they went for a dip. Now, this is the moment that a lot of people, and me too, I mean, yes, I liked Matty J, he was cute and friendly and da-da-da, but all of a sudden, there was this adult chemistry going on. He had a bit of, like, grown up, it's like the exact moment when the kid brother of a friend of yours, who you've always been like, nah, Matty J, what a dork. All of a sudden, a couple of years, he goes away and he comes in the door and you're like, oh, Matty J got hot. All of a sudden, in a lot of people's eyes, mine too, I was like, damn, Matty J is here to play. And there was they kissed and he professed his love for her. And I was like, it is over. This is it. The chemistry was, it was hot, it was fiery. I was ready for it. I'm like, I'm happy for them to be together, they'll be happy, and then I'll look after Lee. This was how I was ready to accept that. We go to Singapore, Malaysia. It was the Meet the Family done. Now the Meet the Family one, and in the final episode in its entirety, the editing I don't trust at all. The meeting was with Dr. Love and Katie, the sister. Katie, the sister, she was a gorilla. Dr. Love wasn't so sold on Matty J. He felt like he was just not, it wasn't connecting with him when they had the conversation. Then we have the next day, we have Lee come in. Now Lee really did not get along with the sister. So the sister Katie takes Lee aside and was like, I just feel like you're a line dealer. You're giving me lines and you're too smooth and everything you're telling me is the right thing. Now, there's a real double-edged sword with this because maybe it's the right thing because it's the right thing, but also it's a reality television show and can you trust someone if they know what they're doing? The sister did not buy what Lee was selling at all. And even when he tried to say, I haven't told Georgia this, but I'm completely in love with her, the sister was like, oh, really? And not like, oh, isn't that sweet? That's great. I hope you tell her soon. But like, hang on a second, you're Mr. No Regrets. So the final date, they went on the with Matty J was, first off, they went and rang a bell of happiness, some kind of ceremonial bell and whatever, and you ring the bell and happy times. It's usually a couple. Now, I made a joke at the time that you don't ring the bell unless it's the guy that you're picking because it's very culturally insensitive. But now that I realise that she didn't pick him, man, I hope some producer went and took that lock off the thing, because not appropriate, not appropriate. Then they went and did a ziplining thing, which, P.S., looked really cool, and I would totally do that. And then I went to the butterfly enclosure, where there was butterflies flying around. Now, I love a pretty butterfly, and it looks great in a photo, but they're crawling around you. They had a little convo, and oh my God, the convo, this is where I was like, again, call the doctor, I'm convinced this is happening. He is declaring himself in the most amazing way. She was there, in that she was looking in his eyes and feeling it, and it was happening. There was passion, it was good. I was just kind of like, this is the end. Matty, J and George will be happy and I will heal Lee with my love and we will together go on double dates and that will be great. That's what was going to happen in my mind. We come back from the ad break, we then go on the date with Lee. And this is where I almost was putting pressure on Lee. I was like, I need to see this Lee because at this point in my mind, he'd fallen behind. So then I'm like looking at this date going, I expect him to step up or miss the mark enough to be like, good choices, everybody's happy. Lee, come to my house and I'll spoon you back to love. No. So they get in the rickshaw, they got a little bike ride around. That's lovely, it was cute. They were very happy to see each other. And then they went, and it was really quite a short date. So again, looking in retrospect, I think, were they editing out the clear signs that she was going to pick him? Maybe. Was he buried enough to make it plausible that could have been a 2-horse race? Like, were these final dates with Lee that we didn't see a lot of? Was it just like, you're like, oh my God, if we'd seen it properly edited to show their love, it would have been undeniable. Maybe. Who knows? They went on a boat ride around the Singapore harbour where there's this huge light show. Again, really sold me on Singapore. Really want to go. Gorgeous. And just the physicalness of it. I was like, oh, hang on a second. This ain't over yet. And he was cuddling her and she was just looking in his eyes. I'm sorry, there's nothing sexier than the protective guy kiss on the forehead while you're snuggling. Like, oh, it's just so damn hot. And then they went to the pool thing that's above that hotel. There's a word for it, look it up on Google. But they had the whole place themselves, it was amazing. And so they hop in the water. So we've got the contrasting water dates now where the day before we had Matty in the pool and it was on. This was bam, it was water. Georgia in water is just undeniable, man. So she and Lee canoodle at the edge with the Singapore horizon. It is all good. The physical contact where he's like cuddling from behind, it's all happening. And then he turns to her and he's like, I just wanted this moment to be perfect and and I'm in love with you. And I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. Smash kiss. Oh, so good, so good. And at this point, I'm like, can she have them both? Can we just settle down and have a sister wives, which I would watch, of Lee and Georgia and Matty J together in a threesome? Then we get the arrival and the car pulls up and it's ad break up. Now, of course, there's no shoe to Australia was, we didn't know who the shoe was. This was like, who was getting out of the car, and then it stood up. And at this point, I've got to say, I was still pretty sure it was Lee getting out first. I still, for some reason, just thought, I don't know, it was such a dead heat in my mind, but for some reason, I didn't want to believe. And Matty J stood up. Oh my God! Oh my God! I was actually quite shocked. It was shocking to me. It was, oh my God, wow. And then, oh my God, the breakup. He comes down the thing and you could tell straight away because her voice to him wasn't her usual fun, light happiness, and her kiss was really to the cheek, and it was just one of those moments where you were just like, I can tell that he could tell straight away. You could see it in his face, even though he tried not to, because obviously he can't for the cameras, but he kind of just, something about him fell a little bit in just a fraction. And then she's like, I've loved spending time with you and I've loved every moment that we've had together and you're a fantastic guy, all the things, but you can hear the butt and he can hear it and everyone can hear it and it's just loaded. It's like a loaded gun sitting there, just the butt waiting. And then she says, I've fallen in love with someone else. It was really hard to watch because he, you could, even though he knew, he didn't know for sure until he said it. And then the heartbreaking, the knee bend, when he takes a moment and leans over, that just does you in. That's just, you're just like, no. And then he leaves and his farewell interview with a car. Oh, Matty J. And he says, I wish I wasn't in love with her, but part of me is really happy for her that she's found someone she can really love. And you're just like, who are you? Why are you so perfect? God, he went out in a good way for next year's Bachelor. In that everyone was invested in his story now. He put himself out there. He's been heartbroken. It's on. Just don't go out with any Big Brother contestants in the meantime. Just stay single and heartbroken for a little bit and then come back strong next year for the Bachelor gig. It's yours, Matty J. And then Lee arrived. And he was just like nervous and excited, and it was all, and then you could hear it in Georgia's voice, the emotion. She was just dying to tell him that she loved him, and it was beautiful. And so he walks in and she's basically just like, I love you. And you could hear her voice straight away. He knew a little bit, I think, too, in the reverse of Matty J. You could hear him kind of going, I think I know what I'm feeling. I think you're saying the right words in the right tone, but I don't want to get too excited. And then when she tells him that she loves him, yay, they kiss, and it's a good kiss with a lift in it too. There was some, keep lifting her up, Lee. Keep lifting her up. I can't. I'm in love with you. And he's like, I'm in love with you. And it's yay. And then tonight on SVU, Channel 10 sort your shit out. Put it on half an hour. It doesn't have to be an hour. And half an hour after the final rose ceremony, sharp. Have Matty J give him the closure so Australia can now root for him. Because it's been 4 months. They filmed this 4 months ago. So he has gotten over it. I mean, yes, it's probably hard watching again. But give him the on-air closure so we can start to go on his journey now. Again, it's about telling a story. And then bring out Lee and Georgia and celebrate their love. So that was the season. It was such a good season. We had the douchebags who continue to be douchebags. Please go and check out, if you can handle it, Reese and Sam's Instagrams. It is Wanker Town Central. We had the heroes and the beautiful people, like just the good contenders. There was genuine guys in there. They all seemed nice. Georgia was good. It was just all a great season. A great season. So I don't know about you, but I was in it. It was well edited. And it was hard to be like jokey, snarky about it all because I was too really invested in it. But we've got to do the final 3 roses for the final time. Okay, my first rose, and you get it first, Matty J. For actually being a really good contestant. You were lovely and charming, and you were nice to the family, and you allowed yourself to be heartbroken on television. You know, some guys would have tried to macho it off and tried to kind of roll off. You let yourself say, I've been hurt by this. And, oh, damn, Matty J, the rig that we didn't really know you had until you got into the pool on Wednesday night. Damn, Matty J, you running your own 6-pack. So, Sydney ladies, look out, Matty J's in town. My second rose goes to Lee. Lee, you sensitive, smooth-talking, sexy man. Again, I said it last week and I'm saying it again. I feel like Lee's looks are a knock against him unfairly in that he is a quietly spoken, sensitive guy who people seem to be misinterpreting as smooth-talking, line reader kind of guy. And all the reports I'm hearing from people who have, you know, spoken to them or interviewed them or anything like that, or any journalists on Twitter, they say he's a really nice guy. So I gotta give it to you, Lee. You know, here's one for the nice hot guys. Do you know what? Do you have any friends who are just like you? Just like you in every way, shape and form, and look a little bit like you, if not very much like you. I'll take one to go. Thank you. And my final rose, it goes to G-Love. G-Love, you were fantastic this season. You were so strong, yet funny and friendly, and you were open, and you didn't seem to make fun of the process, and you weren't afraid to be vulnerable in front of the cameras, and that was such a startling difference to the previous male season who goes unnamed. But you let yourself be in love and emotional and have a weakness and flaws on camera, and you let yourself fall in love with probably not 1 but 2 people, and you just... I think every girl who was watching the show went, I want to be friends with you. Well done, you, Georgia Love. Guys, that's it. There's no more Bachelors, no more Bachelorette until 2017. I hope for all the people who've been visiting my channel and watching the show that you've enjoyed it. It's, for me, always been a part fun, part sarcastic, but part secretly a little bit romantically love it kind of show. If you want to stick around, I probably will be turning Thursdays into TV Thursdays. There's some great TV shows I watch that I'd love to discuss with you all. A lot of you have joined the comment section lately and I've loved having chats with you. I hope you've loved this season. Tell me, were you secretly hoping for Matty J or were you hoping for Lee? And were you devastated or were you just devastated for everybody and happy for everybody? See you next year for more Bachelor, Bachelorette or sooner.